Imagine this. You leave a quiet lakeside town, tap go to work, and 20 minutes later you step into a buzzing financial district 300 miles away. No traffic, no jet fuel, no roar of engines, just a soft whoosh and a clean skyline. Cities stop sprawling to chase highways and start breathing again. Organized as connected hubs. That world isn't sci-fi anymore. It's the promise of Hyperloop. Pods gliding through low-pressure tubes at near airplane speeds. All electric, whisper quiet, built to stitch entire regions together. But here's the twist. Some headline projects failed, and the internet laughed. Yet the tech kept moving. Europe is writing the rulebook and testing the unsexy essential stuff. China is pushing high-speed trials, and in the US, lower-speed tunnels are quietly moving real people at real events. Today, we separate hype from hardware and show how, done right, Hyperloop could change how our cities live, breathe, and grow. So what makes airplane speed possible without airplanes? It's a battle against friction. Two kinds. First, air drag. Anything moving fast through thick air gets punished. Hyperloop thins the air inside a tube to a gentle vacuum, so drag drops dramatically. Second, rolling resistance. Wheels touching track waste energy. Hyperloop lifts the vehicle using magnetic levitation or a controlled air cushion, so it floats. Strip away air and ground, add linear electric motors for a smooth push and regenerative braking to grab energy back, and you get serious speed without the jet age waste. What does it feel like to ride? Picture a quiet cabin, a gentle push, then calm. No turbulence, no runway sprints, no security theater. Weather barely matters because the tube is sealed. Stations live where people live. Downtown, at multimodal hubs, so you skip the dead time of getting to an airport. It's the speed of a plane with the convenience of a subway. Here's where it stops being a gadget and starts reshaping cities. When a 300 to 600 kilometer trip shrinks to 20 to 40 minutes, your daily life radius explodes. You can live where quality of life is high and housing is sane, by a river in a college town, near mountains, and still reach big city jobs, hospitals, and culture before your coffee cools. When people aren't forced to crowd within 20 kilometers of a central business district, rents ease, highways unclog, and space opens for parks, bikes, and the kinds of places that make a city lovable. Zoom out and separate cities start behaving like one integrated economy. A cluster of 1 to 3 million person metros can fuse into a 10 or 20 million person mega region with a deeper talent pool and denser opportunity. Maybe the biotech lab sits in one hub, the chip fab in another, the financial back office in a third, the art scene in a fourth. But they're all within a half hour. Airlines get relief, too. Short-haul routes that clog the skies and produce outsized emissions can move to tubes, while planes focus on long-haul flights they're best at. Let's talk health and climate, because this matters. Transportation is one of the biggest sources of urban air pollution and noise. Swap out thousands of daily car trips and a chunk of short flights for an electric system running in a sealed tube, and you're not just saving minutes. You're cutting particulates and turning down the city's volume. And as the grid gets greener, the carbon math keeps improving. Okay, headlines aside, who's actually building what right now? Europe built open test centers and is hammering out common standards, so different vendors can plug into the same system, just like aviation learned to do. The US is proving out the operational muscle of tunneling and high-throughput stations in real conditions, even if those systems aren't Hyperloop yet. China is chasing top speed with maglev and low-pressure tubes and posting eye-popping trial numbers that still need transparent, third-party validation. Different playbooks, same endgame. Shrinking the clock responsibly. If you're an urban designer, this isn't a tube. It's a new front door to your city. Put the station where people actually are. Build it as a great public space first. Sunlight, trees, shops. Then tuck the machinery below ground. Seamless transfers matter. The last 5 kilometers can't erase the first 300. Think of Hyperloop stations as high-speed elevators for the region. The software dispatches pods dynamically, pushing more in peak, fewer off-peak. Tickets live in the same app you use for bus, metro, and bike share. Energy is managed smartly. Regenerative braking returning power, solar arrays feeding the campus, and segmented pressure control to sip electricity when demand dips. Dreams don't ship without dollars. Does the math pencil out? The answer is, it can if we phase like grown-ups. Start where demand is thick and time is money. Phase 1. Short freight runs for high-value goods. Pharma, chips, critical parts. Where cutting hours down to minutes pays real cash. That proves safety and cash flow without the politics of passenger service. Phase 2. A short passenger trunk, 30 to 50 miles, between two well-connected hubs. That validates operations, schedules, and customer experience. Only then stretch across the full corridor. Revenue is blended. Commuters who ride daily, shippers who pay a premium for speed and station real estate, retail, offices, housing, that makes hubs into destinations. Let's get concrete. Where would a first line actually win? Look for city pairs a few hundred miles apart with strong ties and overloaded airports and highways. Anchor each station into the local transit grid so riders can walk, bike, or hop a train to the platform. Keep curves generous and acceleration gentle so comfort stays high. Design emergency access and cross passages from day one, not as an afterthought. Build tubes and segments with isolation valves so any pressure issue stays local. Audit safety like aviation, independent oversight, simulator drills, and relentless testing. And the honest pushback, what could still break this? Cost can. That's why you design for mass-manufactured tube segments, standardized parts, and shared specs across vendors. Public acceptance can. That's why you start with freight, then short passengers, and publish every safety stat. Regulation can. That's why standards come first, not last. And competition can too. High-speed rail is fantastic for many corridors. Hyperloop wins in the slice where airplane speed plus urban convenience beats both. Fast forward to 2040. What does a normal morning feel like? You wake up in a town by the mountains, bike 6 minutes to a calm tree-lined plaza. Below it is your Hyperloop station. The turnstile reads your phone. The door opens. A capsule arrives. You sit, the doors glide shut, and the world outside becomes a hush. Acceleration is smooth enough that your coffee doesn't ripple. You finish an email, glance up, and the next door opens. You're downtown. No freeway crawl, no runway wait, no sprint to a rideshare. After work, you stop in another city to watch a show. Still within your 30-minute region. Distance is now a setting, not a barrier. Bottom line, if we build this the right way, what changes isn't just the map, it's our daily rhythm. Cities can breathe without endless beltways. Regions can share prosperity without demanding that everyone live on top of each other. Grandparents aren't a weekend lost to traffic. They're a quick, reliable ride away. Artists, nurses, engineers, teachers, everyone can choose home for the life they want, not the commute they're stuck with. So here's the call. Science before marketing. Standards before mega projects. Short corridors and freight first. Then passengers at scale. Seamless links for the last 5 kilometers. Do that, and the most important thing will move won't be pods or packages. It'll be time, handed back to people and the places they love. Every question hides a reason. Every answer reveals a story. If this one made you see the world a little differently, give it a like. And if you want to keep uncovering the hidden why behind our world, hit subscribe and stay curious.